This is Jonathan Agger, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Tyson Fury here in Thailand. Tyson, before we talk about boxing, England at the World Cup, what did you think? You happy with where we finished, or should we got to the final?
Do you want me to, sorry? Yeah, I was happy with the football they played, and they scored a lot of goals, which is unusual for us to score that amount of goals. But to get to the semis, and I thought they were going to beat Argentina, to be honest, but it was what it was. They didn't perform on that day to the best of their ability, in my opinion. And then the next time they played, they smashed France, which was an unbelievable game to score 6 goals. And it just shows you, when there's everything on the line, it's hard to perform, but when it means nothing, you can perform great. It's the same with any sport, I suppose. Pressure, World Cup semi-final, it's difficult, but we wait another 4 years to have a go again. It's exciting, isn't it? I just hope they win the World Cup again before I die. I've obviously never witnessed it. 66, I was born in 88. I wonder if we'll get to see it in our lifetimes. I'm not sure. We've been come close the last couple of times, haven't we? 3rd and 4th. It's pretty good, but yeah, it'd be good to finish top of the podium.
Can you sort of compare to that, the pressure they're under? You know, you've been in the biggest fights under the most pressure, and then, you know, afterwards everyone says, you know, terrible and awful and whatever. Can you relate to the pressure? You must be able to relate to that pressure.
Not really. I don't really feel pressure when I'm boxing. I just go in there and do my job and go home. It's not really like a World Cup for me. It's not. I suppose you could build it up in your mind to a big event, but the way I deal with stuff is I don't build it up and I don't make it more than it should be, because I'm the one who's got to go in there alone and do the job. So yeah, I just try and keep it low profile and go in there and do what I got to do and get out. Yeah.
I want to talk about the Father Ray Foundation. I know you spoke about it in the press conference, but you know what you're doing for them. Talk to us a bit about that charity.
Yeah, Father Ray Foundation, good charity. They help all kids and stuff, and ill children, sick, starving kids. They do a good job, and it's all run by donations. So to go there and meet a couple of the kids and meet them all and have a look what's going on, it's a good opportunity for me to help them out.
I had your son Prince there with you the whole camp. I'm not sure if he was there for the Matmadov fight, but
yeah, he was, yeah.
How's it been having him there training with you every day?
Good. The boys are doing well. They're doing well. They keep me company, and they're training fanatics. They love it. Twice a day.
Obviously, Mariusz Wach on Friday night spoke to Spencer Brown a couple of months ago, and he said you were looking at maybe fighting Jarrell Miller, Ruiz. Mm-hmm. Is it fair to say Mariusz wasn't the number one guy you wanted, or
different place? You know, there's no them people who you mentioned, Mariusz Wach and not Mariusz Wach. Who were they called?
Ruiz and Miller.
Ruiz and Miller. They want big money, don't they? And this is not. Well, there's 1,500 people in the arena. There's no television. Where's the money coming from? Can't pay these opponents. So yeah, we're lucky we got Mariusz, who's a well-known name and a tough competitor, and he can be good rounds.
I know you've been asked to death about Joshua today, and you've said, look, I'm going home after this fight, I'm not going to Jeddah, I'm not facing off and doing all of that. Mm-hmm. Is there part of you that, you know, after you won against Matmadov and he didn't get in the ring, that's kind of annoyed you?
Anything. It's not he said, she said, on tit for tat. I'm just been away from home a long time. I've been here 9 weeks. So I'm going to go home and spend some time with my kids before I go back into training camp for another fight. Mm.
Did you think, you know, when he didn't get in the ring, like kind of what you're doing? You know, there's 60,000 people, this is the perfect moment?
Listen, everyone to their own. It's none of my business really why they do, what people think in their own minds, what they do, their actions. I can only be accountable for mine, and that's it.
And you know, when after Dubois beat Joshua, you were at ringside and you were kind of like, you know, this fight's gone again. Is there a part of you that, you know, thinks that this could happen again? You know, obviously he's a big favourite to beat Prenga, but you've been here so many times before.
Yeah, we have. I think it should go smoothly for him. Yeah.
And then you were at the White House, you know, with Dana White, and you know, no one expected that. What was it like being back in America after all those years? And did you have any conversations with Trump and Dana White?
Yeah, it was good to be part of such a major event, freedom event, 250 years of freedom. Dancing around Donald Trump's front room, that was an amazing experience, I suppose. And to come out top of the bill with my own ring walk. on a UFC event was unbelievable. Then to meet the president, even better, Zuckerberg, Dana White, and everybody else as well. Lots of important people were there. It was a great experience, and thank you to those guys who made it happen.
How do you think Dana's done so far in boxing, and what do you make of his rivalry with Eddie Hearn?
I think Dana's done unbelievable, and I think he'll continue to do unbelievable. The UFC model is up there with the best models in history in combat sports, thriving, and I think they'll do very well with the boxing too. And the rivalry with Eddie Hearn is what it is. The thing with these rivals is, I've seen it firsthand, it's clearly not real. If I may tell you a little story, I remember when Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn used to be at each other's throats, hated each other, yeah? Mm-hmm. And then I see them noshing each other off at ringside at one of the fights. And I even said, like, what's going on here, lads? Isn't it crazy what a few quid can do to men? Do you know what it is? Money speaks every language, and it can squash all beefs. So it seems to be that if any of these beefs are real, yeah.
And then, you said that like a lot today about how money is the most important thing when it comes to fighting. You're risking your lives, you're going through arduous training camps. When you see, the whole thing about Conor Benn leaving to Zuffa, and obviously Johnny Fisher's gone there as well, and obviously two different situations.
Plenty more have as well. Many people have, yeah.
Like, do you blame
Stevenson and many more?
Do you sort of blame anyone for doing that? Do you think it should be handled in a certain way if you've got like a certain relationship with a promoter?
What do I mean? Do I blame someone for making money?
Not for making money, but
making more money.
Making more money, and if you look at the Conor Benn situation, Eddie's gripe was that he didn't speak to him beforehand. They had no chat or whatever. Like, if you were in a similar position, would you want to do that?
It's called business. It's not called make love to my wife situation. Business is a cutthroat business. And in boxing there's many cutthroats, and it's nothing new. It's all the same old cliche. It's happened for hundreds of years, and it continue to happen. Do I blame fighters for wanting to make as much money as possible? No. Do I think they should be paid 10 times the amount they already get? Yes. So just say, for instance, Eddie was paying 100 quid and Zuffa was paying 500 quid. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? Or what I'll do, I'll stay with Eddie and take the 100 quid, and vice versa. I don't blame anyone. If anyone can get a better job offer somewhere else, then take it.
And then Moses, is going through the ranks. He's got Filip Hrgović coming up.
Tough fight.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think it's a tough fight, especially for a young lad. I don't know how old he's now, 21 or 2 or something like that. Acid test. He hasn't really had a test before. This is his first acid test, really. And if he comes through this, then I think he's definitely going to win the world championship. I do believe this should be a championship of the world. Like, the IBF should put their belt on the line for Moses versus Hrgović, because they're two highly rated IBF title contenders. And I think that this is a tough fight, very tough fight. Hrgović is big and a tall, Olympic pedigree, hundreds of amateur fights, and he's been in there with some of the best heavyweights in the world. And he's not like 40 years old, his man's 33 or 4, so he's in his prime. He hasn't had 40, 50 fights, he's only had a small amount of fights. And he's a tough game man, so it's definitely a good acid test for Moses. Potential banana skin for sure.
And you said, today that the other champions don't have anything for you. Moses, I think you said on record that that's not a fight that interests you. Joshua said that fight does interest him. Mm-hmm. Do you ever see that fight happening? And would you
between them two?
Yeah, and would you heavily favour Moses at this point?
Listen, one man's past his best, so one man's on the rise. If one man's on the edge and one man's on the rise, then it's not really a fight. It was a bit like when Chavez fought De La Hoya. One man was at the end of his career, one man was on the rise of his career. So it's not a fight that will ever happen.
And then
I don't see that fight happening.
Mm-hmm. And then rumours in the media and things like that Floyd Mayweather's having financial struggles. You've earned millions throughout your career, and you seem to have done well with keeping that and investing and things like that. When you see that, and like we say, we don't know 100% if it's true, what do you make of seeing someone who earned, I think, £1 billion in their career apparently lose it all?
he won't be the first, and he definitely won't be the last sportsman to lose all their money. Earn a lot and lose a lot. They say easy come, easy go, but with boxing it's not so easy. It's been a tough slog, hard battle to get it. So it's sad to see, but he can join the club of many, many, many before him, and many, many, many after him.
Tyson, best of luck Friday night here in Pattaya against Mariusz Wach, and look forward to seeing how it plays out.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. I'm just going to nip to the